Hello students, welcome to MemoNet. I am Sakti Swarup, teacher of MemoNet, and in the previous video I have completed current electricity, and now I will be starting with kinematics. Some of the most expected question that is expected to be asked in the NEET exam, that is 2025. Okay. So if you have not covered kinematics till yet, you can go to the YouTube of MemoNet channel, and there you can get the kinematics chapter. I have uploaded 4 lectures, you can see it, and then come back to here and attend the uh, revision videos for the BPT 6. Okay, so I hope so you are doing well for the preparation of NEET 2025. But if you are not covering chapters regularly, then your backlog will increase, and now it is the time, it is the particular time to cover up the backlogs. If you have, if you don't have, you can practice more and more question on basis of this chapter. If you have backlogs, finish the backlog first. Okay, then go back to the question answer session and you can do anything. Okay, and another thing I just want to suggest you, do questions regularly. 30 from physics, 30 from chemistry, and 60 from biology. This should be your mantra for every day. It should be your mantra. 30 physics from chemistry, sorry, 30 question from physics, 30 question from chemistry, and 60 questions from biology. Okay, at the preparation time I also do that, follow this method, and really it worked a very quite decent way for me. Okay, it actually ये क्या करता है ना, हमको पूरा मतलब क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करने के लिए कितने तेजी से, स्पीड का, एक्यूरेसी का, सब मेंटेन कर देता है. ओके, सो you will have the regular practice for this, and you will secure good marks in the NEET exam. Okay, so let's come back to our chapter. Let's see our first question here. Here our first question, it is given as if the displacement of the particle varies with the time, under root x is equals to t plus 7. The velocity, what will be the velocity? Okay, so before I will go to the question, I just want to teach you the key concept. Okay, key concept, we know that if you are finding the velocity is equals to displacement, small change in displacement upon small change in time. It is dx upon dt. Okay, so let's put this derivative of displacement, we will get the velocity. Okay, so if I have under root of x is equals to t plus 7, I can also write x is equals to t plus 7 square. Okay, so dx upon dt is equals to, if I will differentiate this, I will get 2 whole into t plus 7. Okay, so if I will talk about the acceleration here, d square x upon dt square is equals to, it is, if I will expand it, it will be 2t plus 14. Okay, 14 का differentiation कितना होगा? 0, and differentiating 2t we will get 2. Okay, so the acceleration is constant here, and the velocity is depending upon the 2, that is depending upon the t plus 7. Okay, so velocity of the particle is inversely proportional to t. No, it is not correct, it is wrong. Then velocity of the particle is proportional to t. It is partially correct, it is proportional to the t plus 7. Okay, then velocity of the particle is proportional to under root t. No, under root t not, it is proportional, having the proportional to t. So particles moves with a constant acceleration. Yes, it is absolutely correct, as it is having the acceleration constant. So option 4 is our correct answer. The velocity of a particle moving in positive direction of x-axis varies. V is equals to alpha under root of x, where alpha is the positive constant. Assuming that the moment at the moment t is equals to 0, the particle was located at x is equals to 0. The value of time dependence on the velocity and acceleration of the particle. Okay, so what will be the time dependence of the velocity and acceleration of the particle? So we have 3 equations of motion, that is v is equals to u plus at. Okay, and v square minus u square is equals to 2as, then s is equals to ut plus half at square. Okay, so if I will look to this question, let's solve this. V is equals to alpha under root of x. Okay, so what I can write, v square is equals to alpha square x. Okay, so I know this formula. Okay, this formula we have v square minus u square equals to 2as. Let's compare this. So u is 0 here, as it is at moment t the particle is located at x equals to 0. Okay, so here if I will compare to this equation, the initial velocity comes to be 0 and the v square is equals to uh, uh, 2as, and which will be equals to alpha square x. Okay, so what will be the value of a here? The value of a is alpha square upon 2. Okay, alpha square upon 2. This is an, in place of x we can write x here, as we have taken this x quantity. Okay, so acceleration comes to be alpha square upon 2. So we know that v is equals to u plus at, and u initial velocity, that is 0 in this case. Okay, so v is equals to, what is a here, alpha square upon 2 into t. Okay, so what will be the velocity and acceleration? Alpha square t upon 2 and alpha square upon 2. So 2 is our correct answer. Let's see this question here. If a point moves in a straight line in such a manner that its retardation is proportional to its speed, retardation is proportional to its speed, the distance covered x is associated with speed v is. Okay, so what it is telling, that the retardation minus of a is proportional to its speed v. Okay, is proportional to v. So if I will look to the key concept here, we know that the acceleration, we have acceleration is equals to dv upon dt, or I can write v into dv upon ds. This formula I will put here. How? See here, minus of the retardation, that is minus of a, is equals to k into v. If I will take the equal sign, then I have to put a constant here. Okay, so what I can write, minus of v into dv upon ds, okay, v into dv upon dx is equals to k into v. Okay, so here v to v cancelled here. So what I can write, minus of v is equals to k dx. Okay, sorry, minus of dv is equals to k dx, and I will put integration on both the side. Okay, on both side I will put the integration here. So I have, on integrating this, it is v initial to v final. Okay, so v is equals to this will be equals to k x. Okay, sorry, it is minus v is equals to kx plus c. So the x depends on directly proportional to the v. So what will be the answer here? Option 4 is our correct answer, as it has said that distance covered is associated with the speed, that is distance is directly proportional to the speed here. So option 4 is our correct answer. I hope so you are clear about this. Okay, let's see this question here. Two particles A and B are present at the center O of a circle of radius r, as shown in the figure. Okay, particle A moves along the path OPQ, okay, and at point Q in 2 seconds and reach at point Q in 2 seconds. Okay, another particle B moves along the ORP and Q and reach at 5 seconds. Okay, the ratio of average velocity. So if I will tell the key concept, okay, average velocity is what? Average velocity, it is equals to total displacement upon total time. Okay, for the first path, here I have traveled from O to P, then P to Q. Okay, so I have traveled r plus 1 quadrant. Okay, radius r plus 1 quadrant is equals to pi r upon 2. Okay, so this is the total distance I have traveled upon total time. I have taken 2 seconds. Okay, time I have taken 2 seconds. This one is the average velocity for the first path, VAV for the first path. For the second path, if I will take, I have traveled from O to R, then to P, and then I have traveled to Q. Okay, it means 3 quadrants I have covered and 1 radius. So it will be R plus 3 pi R upon 2. Okay, 3 pi R upon 2 upon the total time will be 5 seconds. So this is equals to V average 2. Okay, on the second path. But one thing I want to clear you that while I am solving this question, anyone have thought of why I am taking pi r? Because it is I have told that we have to find out the total displacement, not the distance. So what will be the displacement between O to when we are traveling from O to Q in any of the path? In any of the path, the displacement will be the shortest path, that is the r only. Okay, so our what will be the numerator here, मतलब displacement कितना होगा, ये पाई सिर्फ ये पाई आर कुछ नहीं रहेगा, बस आर ही रहेगा, और ये जो 3 पाई आर बाई 2 ये भी नहीं रहेगा, ये क्या रहेगा, आर बाई आर अपॉन 5 रहेगा. सो समझे, मैं आपको बता मतलब सॉल्व करवा रहा था ताकि आपका ध्यान में जाए या ना जाए. अभी तक आपके ध्यान में नहीं गया होगा व्हाई आई एम टेकिंग पाई आर पाई एनीथिंग. इफ किसी का भी ध्यान में आया है ना तो आप लोग कमेंट कीजिए. अगर मुझे लगेगा कि हाँ मेरा लेक्चर कोई ध्यान से सुनता है एटलीस्ट. ओके, so I have taken the displacement, not the distance here. Okay, and it is asked in the question about the average velocity, not the average speed. Okay, so V a v1 upon V a v2, it means average velocity for path 1 to average velocity of path 2, or by the A body ratio of average velocity of A to B, A body upon B body, it will be equals to R by 2 upon R by 5. So R to R cancelled, this is 5 upon 2. So what will be our answer? Option 3, that is 5 upon 2 is our correct answer. So let's see this question here. A body is dropped from height h under the acceleration due to gravity z. If t1 and t2 are the time interval for its fall for first half and second half distance, the relation between them is. Okay, फर्स्ट हाफ और सेकेंड हाफ के लिए T1 और T2 लग रहा है. ओके, सो लेट्स ड्रॉ हियर. सो वी हैव द tower here and a body is thrown here. Okay, for the first half it is dropped, not thrown. For the first half, let's say it is h by 2. It is taking time T1, and for the second half this is also h by 2. This is taking time T2. Okay, so for the first half, what I can write the equation, h by 2 is equals to half g t square. Okay, this I can write. Then T1 square. Okay, then for the second half, what I can write, total time it have taken T1 plus T2. Okay, so half g T1 plus T2 square. Okay, so these two having the these two are having the it is not h by 2, it is h. Okay, so total height, for the total height it has covered half g T1 plus T2 square. Okay, so for this, if I will solve here, what I will do, h by 2 is equals to half g t square. So if I will take here 2 to 2 cancelled, so the value of h is g t1 square. Okay, g t1 square is equals to half g t1 plus t2 square. Okay, so g to g cancel, so it will be 2 t1 square is equals to t1 plus t2 square. Okay, on square rooting both the sides, if we square root both the sides, we have under root 2 T1 is equals to T1 plus T2. Okay, then T1 will be equals to T1 whole into under root 2 minus 1 will be equals to T2. Okay, so this will be the relation between T1 and T2. So if I will solve by applying some maths here, okay, T1 is equals to T2 upon under root 2 minus 1. Okay, so if I will multiply and divide under root 2 plus 1 and under root 2 plus 1, we know that a minus b whole into a plus b is a square minus b square. Okay, so we have T1 is equals to T2 under root 2 plus 1 and the denominator will be a square, it means 2 minus b square, it is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So what will be our relation? That is T1 is equals to T2 whole into under root 2 plus 1. What is the under root 2 value? Under root 2 value is 1.414. Okay, plus 1, it is 2.414. So what will be our answer? Option 3, T1 is equals to 2.414 T2. Okay, I hope so you have learned how I have solved this type of questions, okay, by applying maths also. These are something you need to apply from your basic mathematics that you have solved up to 10th level. These are the also 10th level mathematics. Okay, so be aware of this. Let's see this question here. A stone is dropped into a well which is in which the level of the water h below the top of the well. V is the velocity of the sound and t is t time after which the splash is heard is given by. Okay, first of all, what it is going, if I have here the well, okay, here it is the well and a stone is dropped in which the level of the water is h below the top of the well. Okay, this is water and its level is h below. Okay, the height is h here. So when you will see this when you will hear the sound, when the ball will go to the level of the water, to the surface level of the water, then it will strike and then the sound will come to your ear, then you can say hear the sound. Okay, it means two processes going on. The ball is going the stone is going to the into the well when it will strike the surface of the water, and there the sound will be originated and the sound will come to your back to your ears. Okay, so the time it will take, we have for the stone I can write h is equals to ut plus half gt square. U is 0 here, so I can directly write half gt square. Okay, this will be equals to half g it is I have to find out the time here. Okay, so it is t is equals to 2h upon g under root. Okay, this is the time when stone just strike the water. This is the time when the stone strike the water. So when the sound will come from the water source, sound will come from water source. Okay, this will have no acceleration. साउंड को आने के लिए आपको एक्सेलरेशन चाहिए क्या? मतलब वो तो एक मैकेनिकल प्रॉपर्टी हुआ ना, मतलब फिजिकल थोड़ी ना है वो, मतलब कुछ मास वास कुछ नहीं है, कुछ है क्या उनका? कुछ भी नहीं है. तो साउंड हाउ इट विल कम? डायरेक्ट अपॉन द स्पीड. ओके, सो टोटल डिस्टेंस इज h is equals to speed into time. Okay, so what is the velocity? Velocity into time. Velocity of the sound is v into t. Okay, into, let's say it is t2, so this is t1. Okay, so t2 will be equals to h upon v. Okay, so h upon v is the sound when heard by the when the ball strikes and it will come back. Okay, so we have the time here t1 plus t2 it is equals to under root of 2h upon g plus h upon v. Okay, so what will be our answer? Option B, that is under root of 2h upon g plus h upon v. So this will be our correct answer, option 2. So in this question, let's see here, a particle is projected vertically upwards from a point A on the ground. It takes time t1 time to reach point B, but it still continues to move up. It takes further t2 time to reach the ground. Okay, so from point B, then the height of from point B, the height of point B from the ground is, okay. So let's see here, we have a ball here, that is particle as given in the question, and it is doing motion that is under the gravity. So at this position, let's say it takes t1 time, and it still continues to move up, and at this position it takes t2 time. Okay, t2 time. So what will be the what will be the time when it will at the highest point, when the particle will reach at the highest point? That is t1 plus t2 upon 2. Okay, t1 plus t2 upon 2. How? I can show you. Let's say this is this total whole motion is taken for 8 seconds. It means for the fourth second, at the 4th second, it is at the where it is at the topmost position. So if this is 3 seconds, so what will be the time taken here? This is 7 seconds. Sorry, if this is 3, this is 8. Sorry, this is 5. So total will be 8. Okay, if I will tell this is 1 second, at this position it is 1 second, at this position it will take 7 seconds. Okay, if how it cover, because the time of ascent is equals to time of descent. So time of ascent, if it is 1 second here, so time of descent will be also 1 second here. If the time of ascent is 3 second here, time of descent will be also 3 second from here. So from the ground level to t1 to this point, it is taking t1, that is of 3 seconds. Okay, and then from the ground level to the t2, it is taking 5 seconds, let's say. Okay, so what will be the particle position at the highest point? At which second? 3 plus 5, that is 8 upon 2, that is equals to 4 seconds. Okay, likewise I can say it as t1 plus t2 upon 2 will be the time when it will reach at the highest point. Okay, so now let's see here, we have to find out the height at this point. So what I can write, h is equals to ut1, how much time it has taken? T1, ut1 minus of half g t1 square. Okay, so in place of u, what I can write? Okay, let's find out the u here. Okay, initial velocity it is not given, so I know the final velocity is 0, is equals to u minus of gt, v is equals to u minus of gt. Okay, so what will be the value of u here? Okay, so this t is at highest position. I can replace this t as t1 plus t2 upon 2. Okay, so what I will write, u is equals to z t1 plus t2 upon 2. Okay, now this initial velocity I will replace here, that is z t1 plus t2 upon 2 into t1 minus half g t1 square. Okay, so here from here I have half g t1 square, half g t1 square, and here half g t1 square is cancelled. So what is remaining? Half g t1 into t2. So option 4 is our correct answer. I hope so you understood. You can get this question, how I am solving this question. Okay, these are the things you need to develop of your own. And how can you do it? You can do by solving more and more questions, by solving ample of questions, clearing your doubts, you can gain some mastery in this topic. Okay, and you need to also. A ball is dropped from 400-meter high tower at the same time another ball is thrown towards with a velocity of 50 meter per second, towards with a velocity of 50 meter per second. So find the distance from the ground where they will meet. Okay, before I will go to the question, I just want to tell you something, one interesting fact. If I will just release the ball here, in the first second it will cover 5 meter, in the second it will cover 15 meter, in the second I am telling second, not in the 2 seconds. Okay, in the third second it will cover 25 meters, in the fourth second that is 35 meter, in the fifth second that is 45 meters. Okay, so how I am telling, it's up to you. You can comment me if you get this trick or not. Okay, if you don't if you can't understand this trick, you have to analyze. I will not tell. Okay, I will not tell that how I am doing. So you have to analyze, you have to solve. If you can't get it, then comment me in the this YouTube. I will definitely come with a short video for this. Okay, now let's see here. The ball is dropped from 400-meter high tower, and then at the same time another thrown with a 50 meter with upward with a 50 meter per second. Okay, let's say I have here a tower here, and it is the ball is just dropped, and here it is 400 meter. Okay, if this ball is covering x meter, then the ball which is thrown from the ground, it will cover 400 minus of x meter. Okay, let's say this ball will meet here. Okay, so this will cover 400 minus of x meter. So for the x meter I can write the equation half of g t square. Okay, time for both the ball will be same because they are projected at the same time. So they are meeting at the same time. अदरवाइज मीट कैसे करेंगे अगर टाइम अलग हो गया तो? ओके, टाइम अलग नहीं होगा. So I can write 400 minus of x is equals to initial velocity I have 50 into t minus of half g t square. Okay, so x I can write half g t square, 400 minus of half g t square is equals to 50t minus of half g t square. Okay, so minus half g t square cancelled. So t is equals to 400 upon 50. So this will be equals to 8 second. Okay, in the 8 second they are meeting. So what is the distance from the ground? It means it is talking about 400 minus x. So let's find out x, then I will do 400 minus upon minus of that value. So if I will try to find out the x, it will be half g 8 square, it is 64, it is 32 into 10, that is 320. Okay, 320 meter from the top of the tower. From the ground it will be 400 minus 320, it is 80 meter from the ground. So option C is our correct answer. Okay, I hope you will get this question right. Okay, let's see this question here. The displacement of the particle as a function of time is shown in the figure. The figure indicates that, okay, this is the displacement of the particle shown here. And what I can interpret here, let's see here, it is a curve going like this. Okay, and at some position, this is position graph. Okay, at some position the velocity is becoming 0. देखो हम अगर डेरिवेटिव लेंगे किसी भी पॉइंट का, लेट्स से इस पॉइंट का हम डेरिवेटिव ले रहे हैं, so this will give us the velocity. And if it is getting like the curve is getting like this, if I will take the tangent here, okay, that is the velocity here, the velocity will come to be 0. As the slope is 0, the velocity will be 0. Okay, so let's read out the options and I will find the answer. the particle starts with a certain velocity, but the motion is retarded and finally the particle stops. Okay, yes, it is absolutely correct, because particle is starting with certain velocity. If I will take a tangent here, it is having the certain velocity, then my tangent is slowly decreasing, and it becomes at 0 at the highest point. Okay, so it is correct, this statement is correct. Then the velocity of the particle is constant throughout, not constant. I have shown you the tangent is changing as we move, as we change our position. Okay, then acceleration of the particle is constant throughout. Acceleration is constant throughout. I can't tell about the acceleration, because about the velocity I can get that velocity is retarding at a similar rate or not. Okay, velocity retard तो कर रहा है, वो यूनिफॉर्मली रिटार्ड कर रहा है या नहीं मुझे नहीं पता है ना, तो एक्सेलरेशन का कांस्टेंट मैं कैसे बोल सकता हूँ? यूनिफॉर्मली रिटार्ड करता तो मैं एक्सेलरेशन कांस्टेंट, यूनिफॉर्मली अगर इंक्रीज होता उसका वेलोसिटी ऐसे होता या ऐसे होता, मैं बोल पाता कि एक्सेलरेशन कांस्टेंट है या समथिंग है, पर एक्सेलरेशन के बारे में मैं कैसे बता सकता हूँ? ओके, देन पार्टिकल स्टार्ट्स विद द वेलोसिटी, कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी, the constant velocity, no, particle is having some velocity, the motion is accelerated and motion is not accelerated, motion is decelerated, because particle is changing in velocity, that is particle is retarding its velocity. Okay, आपका velocity कम हो रहा है, घट रहा है, बढ़ नहीं रहा है, so motion is not accelerated here. This is also incorrect. Finally the particle move with another constant velocity. No, this is absolutely incorrect, so our option first is correct one. Then let's see here, a ball is dropped from certain height on a glass floor so that it rebounds elastically to the same height. Okay, if the process continues, the velocity time graph for such a motion will be. So what is going on first, the ball is dropped from certain height. Okay, ये height हुआ और this ball is dropping from certain height on the glass floor. Okay, then while dropping from certain height, the velocity is what? Increasing. The velocity is increasing here, so we will have v is equals to u plus of gt. Okay, so as the u is 0, v is equals to gt. Okay, that means velocity is directly proportional to time. Okay, तो velocity हमारा कैसा जाएगा? Increasing slope में जाएगा. Okay, this will go with a increasing slope, this one, and this one can be possible. Okay, and these two options are neglected as it is decreasing. Velocity decrease नहीं करेगा, velocity increase करेगा. Okay, then it rebounds. Velocity is rebounding, it means it is changing its direction. When the velocity will rebound, then when the ball will reach here and it will rebound, what will be the velocity previous one? In this direction, and after that the velocity will be in this direction. Okay, and if it will be 10 meter per second, it is also 10 meter per second, but in negative direction. So the options, from the options I can say that this option 3 is the correct, because here it is changing its direction, but at this position it is having 10 meter per second, but it is not changing its direction, it is just changing its speed. It is changing its velocity, not changing the direction. So this graph can represent the correct answer. Okay, so we will have the graph like this. First it will grow like this, then the direction is changed here, then it will go like this. Okay, then again the direction, then like the same process it will continue. Let's see here another question. The acceleration of a particle which moves along the positive x-axis varies its position as shown. If the velocity of the particle is 0.8 meter per second, velocity it is given 0.8 meter per second at x is equals to 0, the velocity of particle at x is equals to 1.4. Okay, so I have to find out the velocity here. Okay, so I know that a is equals to v into dv upon dx. Okay, v into dv upon dx, I can write a dot dx is equals to v into dv. Okay, so on integrating this I will find the the value of v at wherever you want. Okay, wherever I will want, I can find the value of v. So a dot dx integration, what do you mean by this? This is area under the graph. Okay, so I can tell the whole area, okay, whole area up to 1.4 meter will be my a dot dx integration. Okay, so what I can write, I will do the area here. Okay, here area will be first, let's say I am erasing this. Okay, so I have the area here. This is one triangle, this is another triangle. Okay, let's say this is 1, this is 2, this one is 3. Okay, this one is 3 and this one is 4. Okay, this structure is 4. So for the first figure I have, it is, I think it is 0.4. yes, it is 0.4. so 0.4 into 0.2, 0.4 minus 0.2, that is 0.2, and I have length here 0.4. For the figure 1, I have the area here, that is 0.4 into 0.2, that is 0.08. okay, then for the figure 2, I have half into base into height. Base is 0.4 into height 0.2, it is 0.2, it is 0.04. Then for the third one, I have the rectangle here 0.8 and 0.2 is the breadth. 0.8 into 0.2, it is equals to 0.16. And for the fourth one, it is a square here, I think so, no, rectangle. So 0.8 to 1.4, it is 0.6 into 0.2, it is 0.12. okay, so on adding of this, I have 0.16 plus 0.12 is 0.28, 0.28 plus 0.04, it is 0.32, then 0.40 meter, sorry, it is the area. 0.40 is the area. I can write 0.40 is equals to v square upon 2 minus u square upon 2. So why I am taking u? This is the initial velocity and final velocity. And at initial condition, the velocity is 0.8. So 0.40 is equals to v square upon 2 minus of 0.8 का square कितना होता है 0.64 upon 2, that is 0.32. So when I will take on that side, so v square upon 2 is equals to 0.40 plus 0.32 is 0.72, and v square upon 2 is equals to 2 into 0.72 is equals to 1.44. okay, so this is sorry, it is v square only. V square is equals to 1.44. So the value of v is 1.2 meter per second. Okay, so what will be our answer? Option B is our correct answer. I hope so you are getting this question. Okay, the correct v versus t graph for the shown x versus t graph will be, okay, so let's see here. First in this we are starting with some velocity. If I will draw tangent here, the slope is increasing. After some time, at each and every instant, the slope is increasing when I will travel from this point to this point. Okay, so slope is increasing, it means this can be possible, this can be possible, but it is constant here. This can't be possible, it is decreasing, this can't be possible. I will neglect this too. Okay, the art of solving like these questions. Okay, so you don't need to solve each and every questions in a brief way. You just have to see the answer, and you will decide instinctively what should be your answer. Okay, then the distance time graph is having the slope constant. Okay, it is not constant, it is linearly increasing. It means if I will draw the slope here, the slope will be constant here. Okay, for each and every time. So this is constant, this is also constant. So these two graphs still not I can decide which graph is correct here. Then at the last instant, when I am traveling from this point to this point, the slope is decreasing. Let's see here. Here it is first slope, then second slope, then third slope, and at the third slope you can see the it is decreasing, and the value of tan theta, okay, is decreasing. Okay, so what I can write, the velocity will be, if the displacement versus the time graph, time slope is decreasing, it means the velocity is decreasing. Why? We are writing dx upon dt. dx upon dt is equals to v. dx upon dt क्या होता है? स्लोप ही होता है ना. सो स्लोप अगर डिक्रीज कर रहा है तो वेलोसिटी भी डिक्रीज करेगा. ओके, सो it must be decreasing. The v versus t graph must be decreasing. So this one is our correct answer, not this one. This is increasing. This can't be possible. So option 1 is our correct answer. Let's see here in this question. Position time graph of a particle moving along the straight line, sorry, it is straight line, is shown, which is in the form of the semicircle from t is equals to t to 2 to t equals to 8 second. Okay, select the correct statement. So what we have here, we are having the position graph. Okay, in this graph we can see here, in the first we are having some velocity, and slowly it is decreasing, and at the highest point it has become 0, and then the velocity starts on increasing, and at this position the velocity is maximum. Okay, at 8 position velocity is maximum. It means 8 second velocity is maximum. Okay, so let's find from the answers only. Velocity of the particle between t is equals to 0 to t equals to 2 second is positive. Velocity positive from t equals to 0 to t equals to 2 second. Here the particle is not moving, the velocity is at rest. It means the velocity is 0 here. So this statement is not true. Velocity of the particle is opposite to that of acceleration between the t is equals to 2 second to t is equals to 5 second. At 2 second here, the velocity when we are moving to the 5 second, the velocity is what is the condition of the velocity? The velocity is decreasing. Velocity decreasing from t is equals to 2 second to t is equals to 5 second. ओके, 2 सेकंड से 5 सेकंड जाने के टाइम में वेलोसिटी हमारा क्या हो रहा है? डिक्रीज हो रहा है. Who is decreasing the velocity? Which quantity is decreasing the velocity? Acceleration. Okay, so acceleration is decreasing the velocity. It means acceleration is negative. It means retardation is going on, and the velocity is decreasing means it in the initial condition it is having some velocity and it moves to 0. It means velocity is positive, but acceleration is negative. Okay, so here velocity of the particle is opposite to acceleration between t is equals to 2 second to 5 second is correct. Okay, then velocity of the particle is opposite to acceleration to between 5 to 8 second. At 5 to 8 second, this one to this one. Okay, here velocity is also increasing. Who will increase the velocity? The acceleration will increase the velocity. So how can it be opposite? It can't be opposite. Okay, then acceleration of the particle is positive between t is equals to 2 second to 5 second. Here we have seen acceleration is not positive, acceleration is negative, because it is retarding the velocity. Okay, it is velocity is going on decreasing at from the t equals to 2 second to 5 second. Then while it is negative between 5 second to 8 second. No, नेगेटिव अगर होता तो एक्सेलरेशन सॉरी वेलोसिटी हमारा बढ़ता कैसे? हमारा t इक्वल्स टू 5 सेकेंड से अगर 8 सेकेंड हम ट्रैवल कर रहे हैं तो वेलोसिटी 0 से हमारा कुछ वेलोसिटी क्वांटिटी में जा रहा है, तो वेलोसिटी इज इंक्रीजिंग. So who is increasing the velocity? The acceleration is increasing the velocity. So it should be in positive. Both should be in the same direction. I can comment it is positive or negative. So both should be in the same direction. A and B should be in the same direction. So this is also wrong. So which option is correct? Option 2 is our correct answer. Let's see this question. Here a bullet is fired at an angle 60 degree. At an angle 60 degree with the vertical, hits the level ground at a distance of 200 meters. Find the distance at which the bullet will hit the ground when it is fired at 30 degree. Okay, so this is basically projectile motion question. So I just need to tell you some key concept here. In the projectile motion, we have the time of flight is equals to 2u sin theta upon g, and h is equals to maximum height is u square sin square theta upon 2g, and the range is equals to u square sin 2 theta upon z. Okay, so these are some of the formulas for the projectile motion. I hope you have remembered this, because I have just completed in the BPT 5. Okay, I think BPT 4. So if I will leap to this question, what it is asking, at 60 when it is projected at an angle 60 degree, it is covering 200 meter distance. It means our range is 200. So I can write 200 is equals to u square sin 2 into 60. It means sin 120 degree upon z is equals to 200. Okay. So if I will solve this, the value of u square comes to be, it is equals to 2000 upon sin 120, and sin 120 we know that sin 90 plus 30. Okay, it means cos 30. Sin 120, it is equals to sin 90 plus 30. Okay, it is equals to cos 30. Cos 30, the value of cos 30 is root 3 upon 2. So the value of u square here, it is 2000 upon root 3 into 2. Okay, this is the value of u square. So when we are finding at angle 30 degree, at angle 30 degree, sorry, 60 degree with the vertical. Oh, it has asked that 60 degree with the vertical. So with the horizontal, how much degree? It means horizontal 30 degree. And if I have horizontal 30 degree, we are taking, these are horizontal. Okay, horizontal angle. Okay. Angle from the horizontal. So will not have here 120. It is horizontal के साथ अपना एंगल कितना निकला 30 डिग्री. 30 डिग्री मतलब sin 2 थीटा कितना हो जाएगा 60 डिग्री. Okay. sin 60 is root 3 by 2. Okay. Yes. अब उसके बाद तो सही है. It is 60 degree. Okay. Then क्या पूछा है? Find the distance at which the bullet will hit the ground when fired at an angle 30 degree. 30 डिग्री में हम फायर किए हैं, तो 30 डिग्री किससे हम फायर कर रहे हैं? हॉरिजॉन्टल एंगल से, क्योंकि हम बेसिकली क्वेश्चन हॉरिजॉन्टल से ही लेते हैं. इधर अगर वर्टिकल से एंगल बोलता, सो दिस मस्ट हैव मेंशन्ड दैट. ओके, सो इट मींस थीटा विल बी नाउ 30 डिग्री. सो sin 2 theta will be equals to sin 60 degree. The same quantity will be appeared here. Okay, so our answer will be, what will be the distance traveled. Okay, distance traveled will be same, that is 60 degree, that is 200 meter. 200 meter. Okay, so 200 meter will be the answer. Let's see this question. If the time of flight of a bullet over a horizontal range is r, horizontal range r is t, then the angle of projection of the horizontal is, with the horizontal is. Okay, so question क्या पूछ रहा है? Here the horizontal range is r and time of flight is t. So t is equals to 2u sin theta upon z. Okay, and if I will talk about the horizontal, if I will talk about the range, range is equals to u cos theta into t. Okay, into time of flight. So here we have the tan theta. Tan theta will be equals to uy upon ux. Okay, so angle of projection, that is tan theta, will be uy upon ux. What is uy? This is u sin theta is the uy here. Okay, uy, it means the vertical velocity. Okay, so uy I can write it as, it is equals to gt upon 2. Okay, gt upon 2. And what I will write for ux? This is ux. Okay, ux. Why I am taking ux here? Because the range is ux into, matlab horizontal velocity into t. Okay, so ux is equals to r upon t. So what I will write, tan theta is equals to uy upon ux is equals to gt upon 2 upon r upon t. Okay, so this will be gt square upon 2r. Okay, gt square upon 2r. So theta will be tan inverse of g t square upon 2r. Which answer it is? G t square upon 2r. Yes, this is option 1 will be our correct answer. In the graph shown in the figure, which quantity associated with the projectile motion is plotted along the y-axis? Okay, कौन सा इनमें से कौन सा वो प्रोजेक्ट किए मतलब along the y-axis इसको मेंशन किया गया है. Okay, so if I will tell what will be the constant. Okay, constant हमारा क्या होगा? Kinetic energy will kinetic energy be constant? No, because the horizontal velocity is fixed in the if we look to the projectile motion here. Okay, here the horizontal velocity is fixed, that is ux, because no other force or acceleration is in the direction of the ux or opposite to the direction of the ux, so the horizontal velocity will not change. But the vertical velocity, if I will talk about the vertical velocity, this is uy. Okay, it is changed by the माताजी का पेयर और ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स. ओके, सो काइनेटिक एनर्जी तो हर टाइम में हमारा क्या हो जाएगा, हमारा वेलोसिटी बदलते जाएगा, तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी विल नॉट बी सेम एवरी टाइम, इट विल नॉट बी कांस्टेंट. मोमेंटम भी सेम नहीं होगा. हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी, यस हॉरिजॉन्टल वेलोसिटी इज कांस्टेंट ऑल द टाइम बिकॉज ux हर टाइम ux आएगा. ओके, ux एट द हाईएस्ट पोजीशन आल्सो ux, इधर ux. ओके, so our correct answer is option 3. If r and h are the horizontal range and maximum height attained by the projectile, then its speed of the projection is. Okay, so what it is asking, r and the h are the horizontal range and maximum height, so I can tell that r is equals to u square. Okay, u square sine 2 theta upon z, and h is equals to u square sine square theta upon z. Okay, so here if I will try to find out the value of u, what I need to do, let's write this in other form. Okay, this is u square sine 2 theta, so I can write u 2 ux into uy upon g. Okay, this I can write. Okay, and for the u sine theta, I have ux square upon it is I think 2g. It is 2g. It is not ux, it is uy. Okay, this is uy. So I have the value of uy square as it is equals to 2gh. Okay, and I have the value of ux as equals to g into r upon 2uy. So if I will square this, okay, what I will get, if I will square this side, I will get g square r square upon 2uy square. Okay, so here uy square I know that it is 2gh. Okay, so what I can write for the u square x, okay, ux square I can write it as g square r square upon 2 uy square का वैल्यू क्या है, 2 into 2gh. Okay, so this is uy square and ux square. So I have the speed u vector will be ux square plus uy square under root. Okay, as these are the two vectors, ux is in the horizontal direction and uy will be in the vertical direction. These are the two vectors, so I can directly write. Okay, so what I will write here, g to g cancelled here. Okay, I have g r square upon 4h g r square upon it is not 4h, it is here I have squared, so this will be 4uy square na, have you mentioned 4uy square, then this will be also 4, so 4 into 2 that will be 8h, okay, plus uy square का वैल्यू क्या है 2gh under root, okay, which will be our answer, that is 2gh plus gr square upon 8h. So this will be our answer, option B. So I hope these are the type of question you need to solve in different way. You need to have the analyzing type of mind, okay. So that's I want to create in these videos. So every time you not get the direct question or direct spoon feeding type of question, you have to analyze how I will take. If I will take here u sin theta, u cos theta, then there will be more complicated. So that's why after looking the question, I just skip back to the uy and ux part. I take the horizontal velocity as ux and vertical velocity as uy, and then I solve the question, and it will be more easier for me, okay. So these things you need to be careful of, and also practice lot of questions so that you can analyze what to take, what to not take, okay. These are all based on having the practice only, okay. If you have done so much of questions, then you have that much of practice, you can attempt the question in much easier way, okay. Let's see this question. A ball is projected from point O as shown in the figure. It will strike the ground after, okay. So what it is it have done, we have projected a ball 30 degree with the horizontal, but the ball is present at the top of the tower, okay. So we have to find out when the ball will hit the ground. So what the displacement ball is traveling, displacement is 60 meter, or we can tell it as minus 60 meter, as we are calculating from upper position to higher position. Always height is calculated from which position? Foot to head you are calculating, na, not from head to foot. So I will tell the height is minus 60 meter, and gravitational g is negative, that is minus of 10, okay. And I will calculate now which formula I will put out. It is it is S is equals to ut minus half gt square, okay, or I can say minus of S. But here one thing I want to notice it out. What will take the value of u here? Will you take 10 meter per second? No, because it is having the horizontal velocity also and vertical velocity. We have to, when we are traveling in vertical direction, we will take the vertical velocity only, okay. So vertical velocity will be u sin theta. It means u sin 30 degree or u by 2. This is equals to 10 upon 2, that is 5. Okay. So your initial velocity is 5. So minus of 60 is equals to 5 into t minus of half gt square or 10t square. This is also 5. So what I will write, 5t square minus 5t minus 60 will be 0, or t square minus t minus 12 is equals to 0. Or I can write t square minus of 3t, minus of 4t plus of 3t minus 12 is equals to 0. So t whole into t minus 4 whole into t whole into t minus 4 plus it is plus 3 whole into t plus minus 4 is equals to 0. So our two variables comes to be t plus 3 whole into t minus 4 is equals to 0. These are the roots coming here. So 3 and it is the value of the t can be possible, that is 4 and minus 3. As time cannot be negative, it is cancelled. So what will be our answer? Answer 4 second. Option 1 will be our correct answer. This way you can proceed the question here. Okay. Let's see this here.
three points are located at the vertices of an equilateral triangle with side is equals to A. They all start moving simultaneously with velocity v constant in modules, with first point heading continuously for the second for the third, and third for the first. How soon will the points coverage? Okay. So what the question is asking here, we have an equilateral triangle, let's say. Okay, sorry. This is an equilateral triangle. Okay, and now the points here, let's say it is A, B, and C. Okay, these are heading towards each other, one after the other. B is heading towards C, C is heading towards A, and A is heading towards B. Okay, then if I will talk about the this one, okay, this is the center of the triangle here. Okay, तो सेंटर हम कैसे निकाले? हमारा जो बाइसेक्टर रहेगा उसका 2/3. So this will be our bisector A. Let's say it is A and D. Okay, AD is the bisector. So but the bisector side will be the AD side will be equals to, if this is A and this is A by 2, then this will be, ये कितना एंगल है? ये 30 डिग्री है. Okay, this is 30 degree. So what I can write, it is A by A, it is A, and here it is 30 degree. It means this is 60 degree. Okay, what I can write, A by 2 not A by 2, I can write A cos 30 degree. Okay, A cos 30 degree, that is AD. देखो आपको रेक्टेंगुलर कंपोनेंट आता है ना, तो क्या करना, ये 30 डिग्री है, तो ये अगर इसको एंगल, ये जो साइड है, ये ए बी जो साइड है, अगर मैं ए डी में प्रोजेक्शन निकालूं तो क्या हो जाएगा, ए कॉस 30 डिग्री. ओके, सो ए कॉस 30 इज इक्वल्स टू ए इंटू √3/2. ओके, दिस इज द साइड ऑफ ए डी. सो व्हाट विल बी द, लेट्स दिस इज ओ, सो व्हाट विल बी द साइड ऑफ एओ. एओ का कितना डिस्टेंस रहेगा, ये अपना सेंटर हो गया, उसका मतलब बाइसेक्टर का 2/3 ऑफ द बाइसेक्टर, 2/3 ऑफ द √3A/2. ओके, सो this is AO is equals to A/√3. Okay, A/√3 is the AO here. So the velocity here, it is traveling with velocity v, and it is if I will tend to keep the velocity in this direction, this is v cos 30 degree. So v cos 30 degree. Okay, so it is telling that how soon, it means time equals to distance upon speed. It means A/√3, speed is v cos 30. Okay, v cos 30, cos 30 is √3/2, √3/2. So we have 2A/3v will be our answer. Option 2 is our answer. Okay. In the question it is given that a man swims across a river with a speed of 5 km/h in the still water, while a boat goes upstream with a speed of 12 km/h. Okay, how fast, in which direction does the man appear to go to the boatman? Okay, so speed of the flowing water is 2 km/h. So it is given that here, let's say this is the river, and the river is flowing 2 km/h. Okay, and the boat is going upstream in 12 km/h, 12 km/h, and the man is traveling with 5 km/h. Man is traveling 5 km/h. So what I can write, velocity of man with respect to boat, it is equals to Vm minus Vv. Okay, it means velocity of man minus of velocity of boat. So velocity of man is 5, and it is in which direction? It is j cap direction, 5 j cap, and velocity of boat is in if I will take here this x-axis as positive and minus x-axis as negative. Okay, this is the 12 kilometer per hour is in minus x-axis, so it is minus of minus 12. Okay, minus 12 I cap. So this will be equals to 5 j cap plus 12 I cap. Okay, so velocity of man with respect to boat का magnitude कितना हो गया? So 5 square plus 12 square under root. Okay, so this will be equals to 13 kilometer per hour. So what is 13 kilometer per hour? This is the speed of the velocity speed of the man with respect to boat. Okay, and how much angle should it take? How much angle? That is tan theta is equals to Vy upon Vx. Okay, so Vy is 5 and Vx is 12. Okay, so this will be equals to tan inverse of 5 by 12. So our correct answer is 13 kilometer per hour in direction making an angle tan inverse of 5 by 12 with which axis? X axis. Okay, with which axis? X axis. I have taken here X for the X axis. Okay, let's see our last question here. A car with a vertical windshield moves in a rainstorm at a speed of 40 km per hour. The raindrops fall vertically with constant speed of 20 km per hour. 20 meter per second. The angle at which the raindrops strike the windshield. तो अगर हम देखें हमारा ये वाला एक कार है. This is a car here, and the rain is it is traveling with 40 km per hour. 40 km per hour, or I can write 40 into 5 by 5 upon 18. It is 200 upon 18 meter per second. 200 upon 18 meter per second में travel कर रहा है. So the raindrops is falling vertically. Raindrops is falling vertically. Okay, yes. Okay. So this will be of 20 meter per second. Okay. So velocity of rain with respect to the car will be equals to velocity of rain minus of velocity of car. So what I can write? That is velocity of rain plus minus of velocity of car. So how I can draw? If velocity of car in this direction, I will take it as negative, and velocity of rain is downward. So the relative velocity will be in this direction, net resultant. Okay, and this angle we need to find out. Let's say this is alpha. So tan alpha is equals to, this is velocity of car and this is velocity of rain. So velocity of car upon velocity of rain. So this will be equals to velocity of car is how much? 200 upon 18, and velocity of rain is how much? It is 20. So this is 10 upon 18, or I can say 5 upon 9. So alpha is equals to tan inverse of 5 upon 9. So which will be our answer? Option 1 is our correct answer. Okay. So with this I have completed the kinematics part. I think it's a long video. Okay. Yes, it is a long video, but what you need to do, just solve these questions. I have also taken the quizzes related to the kinematics also. Go there. These are some of the best questions that I have find out, and with my experience, these are the questions that can come in the NEET exam. Okay, आने वाला NEET exam में यही concept के basis में वो दे सकता है. And you have the BPT also, BPT test questions, and then you are getting the allied programs. All these are enough for you. Okay, आपको कई और बुक से नहीं करना चाहिए. अगर आपके पास एलाइड प्लान है, बीपीटी है, मेरा लेक्चर सब अगर देख रहे हो, और खुद से पीवाईक्यूज एनटीए पीवाईक्यूज 5 साल का अगर है, आप इतना आपके पास है, देन यू आर, दिस इज मोर देन सफिशिएंट, एंड यू कैन गो बियॉन्ड 150-160 स्कोर इन फिजिक्स ओनली. ओके, आई एम टॉकिंग इन फिजिक्स. यू कैन गो बियॉन्ड 160 स्कोर इफ यू आर डूइंग, मतलब आप ध्यान से अगर कर रहे हो, if you are doing it efficiently and if you are following my instruction, you can go beyond 150 to 160. Okay, so have a great learning. I have completed the kinematics part, then I will be coming up with the work power energy. Till then, do and solve, and also watch the lectures you have, if you have not done till yet. Make the work power energy up to date and come for the lecture. There we will solve the questions, and you also solve the question before I will solve. Just pause the question and solve it, and then see the answer. Okay, are you doing correct or not? Then this will be so much of beneficial for you. Okay, so with this I complete today's video. Have a great learning. Goodbye.